goes from academia to the pulpit.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And then this is just one of the other ones. You'll have information in writing.
Beautiful, beautiful.
You know, why do you think it's important to tell and preserve, Idaho's Black history? That you made that a really big passion of yours.
Well, because they're citizens, like everybody else. And this is not, people, so many white folks have been here for so long, they were unaware that, Hispanics and Blacks have been here. And they need to acknowledge it, talk about it, and see what it's about. And so I've tried to put materials out there so people know. We have to acknowledge the presence, first of them as humans, as Americans, as citizens, working on jobs like everybody else. They're just, what makes them so different? Because they have a different hue? That's stupid. So it's just letting people know the humanity is so important to recognize. Our needs are like everybody else's needs. What are you thinking of? Our needs weren't, we need to go to the store and buy groceries. We need to have a house, and if we wanted to go to school, we needed to do what anybody else was doing. I think the most unique need we had was have people to respect us as people that are living here. When people got past being surprised of our presence, and some folks said they didn't know how to talk to Blacks. How do you talk to everybody else? They're not animals, they're humans. So I think it's just the lack of respect that some people have, because they made assumptions about who we are. That's all over the United States. People draw their conclusions about us, but America's had its problem with racism so long until that stuff is carried everywhere they go.
Everything that Music in Common does, everything that the Black Legacy Project does, it's all based on this model, this formula of you start with a conversation. How does that result in, instruct, inform a song? Whether it's reimagining one that's already written or writing one from scratch.
Well, the theme for the Black Legacy Project in Boise is where you least expect it. And we wanted community members to discuss the history, the Black history in Idaho, and the history of progressive Black and white race relations that people would not normally expect.
I think I was a little nervous going to the roundtable, not sure who was going to be there. I hadn't yet met very many people, and so I was unsure of the outcomes of it. But in the end, it ended up being not only a really vibrant conversation between all the people that were there, but it just ended up being, I think, so positive and so powerful. And I left feeling very inspired to create the work I needed to create this week, very empowered, very not alone. It was wonderful.
To address the theme of where you least expect it, instead of selecting 2 songs, we selected a song and a poem or speech to be reimagined. And that poem and speech was How to Help America, which was given by Dr. Keith Anderson, who is one of the musical co-directors for the Black Legacy Project here in Boise.
There will be no more terrorists, hateful murders like the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, or like those people at the Kruger store in Kentucky. There will be no more imprisoned children. To all of us here today, our mission must be to help Americans to understand that recognizing and celebrating our different skin colors, our sexual preferences, our religion, and our culture is what gives America its greatness. America becomes bland if America doesn't learn to take advantage of its main point, its main, the thing that makes it tick. And that is our diverse cultures, our diverse ideas, okay? The diversity in art and people. That's what makes us strong. And if we build upon that, then we can become what people say. We can show people that love conquers hate.
So 3 over 4.
Yeah, totally. It's just simple.
I think Easton seemed to come to the table with some harmonic ideas already in the chamber, for lack of a better phrase. And I was tasked with finding melody and crafting the piece into sort of a lyrical format. Repetition lot of repetition for those key points, and we kept the spoken word as spoken word with harmony behind it so the words could truly be heard and understood.
There's etiquette to taking things and reimagining them, and part of that is, staying true to the original and the intent of the original. And I know that the author, Dr. Anderson, who was there, he was like, do whatever you want. But I thought it was pretty powerful to go all the way through it as if it were a speech, or if it were just one complete thought.
Black musical co-directors reimagined the song Beat the Drum by Eilen Jewell, who's an Idaho native and lives here in Boise. Beat the Drum is sort of a call to action, broadly speaking, but it's really a song to try to sort of mobilize people to raise their voices, to take action.
Make some noise, you all come, raise your voice, beat the drum.
I think it could be cool to kind of continue the chord progression. Dum da 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 ba 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 da da da. I don't know. Just allow it to kind of like build up or like build some intensity in the chorus. But I don't know exactly what the chord changes would be. Dr. Keith had kind of like picked a chord structure, which is great because I don't play guitar. And so we kind of mapped out the chord structure a little bit together on the piano. And I know that I was just like, I need to add some complexity to this song, just a little bit of complexity. If you want to do that, I want to keep doing that line just for a second. I'm almost to something.
Okay, right. Make some noise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make some noise. And you all come. Yeah, that was it.
Just something like
that. That works. You haven't noticed I'm the old dude. And it was really heartwarming to see young people taking up the banner of wanting to make the world a better place. And sometimes people like me get jaded with people my age, and so it's good to see the younger ones, especially talented ones. Okay.
What kind of life each one will have. They end up having little lives of their own, and I always wondered where that one would end up, and I was just so pleased that it ended up in your hands. The song has a little bit of an edge to it because peaceful protests often do. I mean, even if they're peaceful in nature, there's like a little bit of a charge to them, and sometimes that charge leads to even more positive change. At least in my experience, that's been the case. So, yeah, peaceful protest, and it's a celebration of democracy in a way, because that's how a lot of really great change has been made in our country.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That could be it, is that the younger people are asking the older people,
Oh.
let go of your guilt.
Generational thing too.
Yeah. To the first one.
It could start off with the "I can see in your eyes that you no longer believe their lies." It could start off that way, and then it could become like.
And then the second part of that, but I can see in your eyes, you no longer are believing their lies. But to tell you the truth, their lies do not live within you.
So
And
from there, where does the response?
It went to, and by the end of the day, this day, you will have truly found your own way. It sounds sort of like mystical, magical.
It does.
Sage on top of the hill, under the tree, young Padawan.
By the end of this day, my son, you will have found your way. So read it as you
Okay, I will edit the document.
Why are we in the same conversation? Didn't Marvin ask what's going on? To tell you the truth, their lies do not live within you.
So this next song we wrote was completely from the ground up, designed to be about actionable steps that we can all take to affect the change in this issue. And it was so awesome to get to work with these four. These three, I would make four. In the third person, I had a great time with myself. So we actually ended up just spending a few hours chatting about what this song was going to be about. It's kind of a daunting task to find something that's impactful enough to present. Dr. Keith and I started having a conversation about, well, if I were to ask you questions as a young white person, what might you be excited to tell me about from a black person who has had a lot of experience and has seen a lot of things? It is called The Conversation, and I hope you'll enjoy it.
One, two.
Black and white, she's a gray, left my soul at night. I asked with curiosity and fright, can you teach me a better way to fight? He said, wisdom comes from the will you ever understand what you have to see? Will you ever understand the pain that it means? We live by the decision made. 'Cause our truth isn't on any history page.
As people who care about society and the conscious aspect of society, we need to start writing those songs, singing those songs. That's what was fun, and being part of the Black Legacy Project is being able to work with other people coming up with songs that have a positive message for society.
It's giving compassion to someone who is seeking to learn and support. It's saying also that this conversation is not enough, that you need to step into the world and change your spaces.
Let's celebrate how far we've come and how much history there is here, where you least expect it. Let's celebrate that. It's caused me to feel inspired to learn more about local Black history.
It's been great. The turnout for the culminating event was beyond what we expected, and I think a lot of that is due to perhaps two things. Perhaps how much work like this is wanted and desired by people in communities all over and across America, and just how sort of behind it and supportive the local community was.
You've been my bread, you've been my water, you've been my life, my everything. Oh, you brought me from a mighty long way, mighty long way. You've been my bread, you've been my water, you've been my life, my everything, girl. You brought me from the mighty, mighty, mighty.